What's up, everybody? My name is Star Anise, and welcome back to my channel. This is your reminder that alignment is the real glow up, where elevation is always the standard. We are centered, we are confident, and we are chosen. My energy is sacred, and I walk in purpose, and so do you. And so I've been thinking, and I've realized that sometimes our lives have to be shattered in order for us to rebuild ourselves. Sometimes our lives have to be shattered in order for us to rebuild ourselves. Sometimes we have to go through a lot. We have to lose everything in order to gain a new life, in order to gain a new perspective, and in order to gain the knowledge that we need to be successful. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Sometimes we literally lose everything. You may lose your house. You may lose the place where you stay. You may lose your vehicle. You may lose your job. You may lose people around you, like family and friends. Everything has to be shattered in order for you to rebuild yourself. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You know, when you get to a point in your life where you have lost everything and you are literally like rebuilding your life, you're starting over from scratch. You literally have nothing. You have no money in your bank account. You literally are starting over. You may walk away from a job that is no longer in alignment with your purpose. And so you are starting over. You may have to take a pay cut. You get to a point where your life is shattered, where you don't have a vehicle to get to from A to B. Like everything in your life has just gone wrong, as people say, but that is just the Most High testing you, rebuilding you. Because when the Most High rebuilds your life, it's going to be better than you could have ever imagined. Like rebuilding your life gives you a new perspective. It literally changes your world. It changes everything around you. Y'all know what I'm talking about. A lot of times, a lot of us have to go through that, where literally everything is taken from us and we are starting over. We are gaining a new perspective on life. We are gaining a new perspective when it comes to where we are headed in life. What are our goals, what we're trying to do. And sometimes things are just no longer in alignment to what your purpose is in life. And a lot of y'all need to ask what your purpose is and to understand what your purpose is, because all of our purpose on this earth is servicing others. But you need to figure out what you want to do, like what's your purpose, and how you are going to service others, how you're going to help others, and how you are going to be great at servicing others. And sometimes that looks like everything being taken away from you. Like your life is literally shattered to the point where you have nothing. You have lost your job. You have lost your home, a place to stay, maybe for you and your family, your children, whatever the case may be. Now you don't have a vehicle. You have lost that. You are literally starting over. You are losing people. Sometimes people leave, or sometimes people may pass on in order for you to grow. And I've experienced that, where I have lost so many things in my life. Like I lost people that they had a big impact on my life and who I am today, and how I've grown so much in my life. I've lost people who I used to hang with and talk to every single day, friends, even family members, my ride or die, did everything with. But certain things happen in my life for me to understand that those people were no longer in alignment with where I'm going. And a lot of y'all need to understand that everyone can't go with you, on your journey. Everyone can't go with you in the next chapter of your life. Everyone can't go with you to the next level. And I learned a lot um, about myself, that a lot of people, we're just no longer in alignment. And I'm not saying that those people are bad people, but right now I am going a different direction in life. The Most High is calling me to do something else, something that I never thought that, I will be doing, but just encouraging and motivating people, and like I told y'all, like I've always been doing that throughout my life when I was younger. And but just how I am doing it in a different way. The goals I have for myself was not my purpose and not what the Most High, has for me, has in store for me. So sometimes we lose things. You lose, precious things because everything can't go with you into the next chapter of your life, and you have to learn to let go. It's going to be painful, trust me, because it's something that we're used to, and a lot of us aren't used to, new things. But you have to understand that you are moving into new territory. You have to understand that some things are not meant for, what the Most High has for you and your purpose, and some people aren't either, and so you have to be okay with that. You have to learn that you're going to grow from it. You have to understand that when you rebuild yourself, things may have been taken away. You have to understand that those are just things. Even when it comes to people, those are just people. Not saying that, one day, they may not come back into your life, and it may not be a full circle moment, but you have to understand that you are going to grow from the things that you have gone through in life. You have learned something, and sometimes people are in your life for a reason or a season, and the season may be up because now there's something new for you. There's a new chapter for you, and you have to understand that it's going to be okay. Sometimes you have to lose every single thing. You started from scratch, where you have to work a job where you're getting paid less than you were getting paid before, at your old job. But maybe at your old job, they didn't recognize what you bring to the table. You were always in someone else's shadow. You were always overlooked. There may be a lot of different things, but the Most High sees every single aspect of your life. He sees everything that is going on, and he's going to direct you in a different direction, because the direction that he has for you is greater than anything that you could have ever imagined. And you have to understand that sometimes your life will be shattered. You will lose everything to the point where you don't even have a dime to your name. Bank account is on zero. You literally have to step away from that job. You were removed from your friend circle. You were removed from people in your life, family members that you used to talk to all the time. But you have to understand that everything happens for a reason. Things are going to work out, and you have to let things work out the way that they are supposed to work out. Because when you rebuild yourself, you rebuild your brand, you have a different mindset. Your perspective is different on how you look at life, and how, because sometimes too, but losing people, you learn a lot about people in the process. Trust me, I've learned a lot about people who I used to talk to, who I used to hang with all the time, did everything with, party with, did everything, was really a part of my life, fully a part of my life. I learned a lot about myself, and I learned a lot about those people. And it just taught me that sometimes you just grow apart from people, and it is okay. And sometimes the Most High just have a different direction for you to go in, and those people cannot go with you. It is okay. You're going to experience some pain from that breakup. It doesn't matter what the relationship is. There's always some type of grief that you experience when it comes to losing people, whether it's a family member, a friend. And I'm not talking about passing on. Sometimes just not moving in alignment with your life and your purpose, and it's going to be okay. Because when the Most High is rebuilding you and you are rebuilding yourself, your perspective changes. How you look at life changes. Different decisions that you would have made before, you wouldn't make the same decisions now. Just everything is different. You're going to be a better person. Your life is going to be bigger and better than you could have ever imagined. And it comes by shattering everything and rebuilding yourself. Because sometimes you got to learn things along the way, and sometimes you got to lose everything in order to gain everything that you've always wanted. So you really got to just hang in there. It's going to be okay. You're going to get through. You're going to experience some things that you've never experienced it before, but you're going through it because the Most High knows that you're capable of going through it. You got to trust him. You got to trust yourself, and you have to trust the process. Okay. Until next time, you guys. Bye.